Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Bamm, aka the 411 Giant. Hey, let me talk to you now, sharing some more of my stories. We're gonna do it from the start. One thing people be asking me about is how did it feel doing this much time here in the federal penitentiary? How much did it felt doing time in this penitentiary or this penitentiary, that penitentiary? I want to be able to explain this to y'all, and I hope y'all never experience it. First thing, you start doing time once they put handcuffs on you. Once your liberty to move around has been stopped, at that point, you're doing time. You're doing time when they take you through the booking. You're doing time what's going on. Once you can no longer be free to do what you want to do, you're doing time. You don't have to get to the penitentiary to start doing time. The detention is just as much heck as it is being locked up in penitentiary. Matter of fact, it's the start of all hell. Now, in that situation now, and when they put the handcuffs on you, as with me, I can only speak about my situation. When they put the handcuffs on me and they locked me up, from that point on, my mind was spinning around thinking about all the opportunities I had to do something different, all the things that I could have did better. But it was over then. Now they took me and 14 of the head co-defendants, that 13 of the head co-defendants, that we was going to the federal system. They did not have another place big enough to hold all of us because 48 of us all got locked up together at that time. But us 13 was going to the feds. So they cleared out a spot at the city jail. And at the city jail, they had us going there. The city jail has a spot that holds 12 on this side, 12 on this side, 12 beds on this side, 12 beds on this side, and a bullpen on the front of both sides. You can cross over, you can holler at each other, you can do push-ups and exercise with each other. Me gonna get on the phone. But me, when they was taking us up the steps, the officer stopped me and said, hold on, you Bamm, you hold up right here. I'm like, hold up right here. I'm supposed to be going with my co-defendants. Why I'm not going with my co-defendant? They told me, no, they want you back here. We'll explain to you later. I said, what you mean back here? Now, back here is straitjacket. It's an area called straitjacket because they usually put mental patients there, unruly inmates they can't control. So now we go back there. It's a two-man cell. The cell is it's a bunk at the top and a bunk at the bottom. It's a toilet right here. You can reach over and touch it. It's so close, and there's a shower right there. It ain't no 8 by 10. It's got to be, if anything, it's got to be probably a 4 by 6 or maybe a 4 by 8. That's where I spent a whole year waiting to go to trial. They kept me back there in a two-man. It really was a two-man cell, but I usually didn't have but one. It was usually me back there. I accepted a couple of guys in, and two of the guys I accepted in, they ended up trying to unalive themselves with the phone card, and I think they had mental issues. But that's where I spent. I'm sitting in that cell. I got to go up only for two reasons. One, to get my commissary, and it took about 10 minutes to go up there and get my commissary. Other time was an hour to see my wives and talk to my co-defendant when I go up there for visitation. Other than that, I spent a year waiting to go to trial in that cell, trapped in them four walls. All I got is the phone right there. I'm reaching out, calling, trying to find out about my case, but I'm locked in a cell. I'm peeping through a portal door. That's the only I can look, and when I can only look out that door, I can only see the hallway. So now, if you tell me that's not already being locked up, I don't know what not being locked up is. I actually can tell you that the limited freedom I had in that cell for that 1 year honestly made me glad to get the heck away from there to go to another place where I can walk around and I can move around, and even though I was still incarcerated. So I tell people now, when you first get locked up, That's probably the harder part of being incarcerated because your mind is going through all the things you could have did different. You miss now. You starting to miss your people. You started wondering what's going on. It's when you get locked up. You go from eating barbecue ribs to eating cold bologna and beans, from going here, moving around whenever you want to, going hollering whoever you want. Even if you're just walking down the streets, you don't have that freedom no more. You're stuck in a cell. Even my co-defendants who's up front in the bullpen, you still in a bullpen that's about as big as my studio. That's 12 people up there. Yeah, I want it, but when they put dudes in there, you get to the point where you back there in that cell in that solitary, basically solitary confinement, and it mess with your brain. You know what I'm saying? It'll mess with your brain, and if you don't find you something to read or get on your study your word or whatever it is that makes the best man out of you or make you think about your situation and doing something different, that's what you got to get into. But when you sitting back there and you them walls and you ain't got nothing but that phone, I sit there and I tell, so I mean, you don't start doing time when you get to the penitentiary. You don't start doing time when you get to you start doing time the minute they put them handcuffs on you. The minute they put them handcuffs on you, your brain is like, God, dog, it's all over now. It's all over. So what do I do? And nothing you can do because you under somebody else's control and restriction. I tell you, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. But that's the thing is, if you look, I was back there, our trial, it took about a year before we went to trial. And during that time, the record will show you, I was back in a 2-man cell that I was mostly in the cell by myself. I only had 2 people. They put 2 different people in there. The first guy they put in there had mental issues, and he tried to unalive himself with the phone. And I beat on the door, tell him, hey, y'all come get this guy, because he finna tear the phone up. All I was concerned about, and being honest with that phone, because that phone was my lifeline to the world. It was my lifeline to my family, the lifeline to my case. I wanted to go grab him and pull him off of it. Both times I wanted to pull him off of it, but I said, hold on, now with my reputation, this a setup. They trying to get me, make me get him going on, then they gonna say I did it. Then I beat on the door, got the folks, second time. Believe me, to this day, they do not believe that I did not do that. And I can honestly tell you, whatever I did the time for everything going on, so that I have no reason to lie to y'all. I did not. The men's was basically had mental problem because that's what that area was back there for. And so they was putting people back there. Unfortunately, I was back there because they said that I had too much control over my co-defendants and that I had a lack of respect for authority. But what I had was the ability to question authority because unlike a lot of other people, when you take me somewhere, I want to read the A&O. I want to read the administration and orientation book. I want to know what you can do, and I want to know what I can do. I want to know when I'm in the wrong. I don't want to be in the wrong by accident. I want to be in the wrong on purpose, or I don't want to be in the wrong at all. So I want to know what the rules is. I want to read the book. The book says you got to speak to me like this here. It says I got to speak to you like this here. I want to read all this here. So when I quote the book to them, half of the staff don't even be to read the book. But when I quote what they can and can't do, then they say I'm being obstinate. Oh, you think you so smart, you this and that going, you think you so tough. No, I'm just holding you accountable to the things that you holding me accountable to. And I think that's fair. But again, I did all this here back in a 2-man cell that I was in basically by myself most of this time. I had no one to talk to. I had nothing but to get on that phone and talk to people. And after a while, they get on. So it don't start when you go to whatever penitentiary they're going to designate you to. Your time start the day you start doing time.